Hope you are live with me here. My name is Malebu, and when you hop in live with me, please tell me who you are and where you're logging in from. Let me just make sure that I have logged in to my profile. Okay, yep. Hello, hello, hello. And then let me also inform my Facebook people, my Facebook family. Okay. Can I do that? I have a nice background there, which is, you cannot see it, okay, but what can we do? Okay, I shall wait a bit while I am also updating my people here. I see there is one person who is watching. Welcome, welcome. Guys, I haven't been live on YouTube, I don't know for how long, but here I am today. Thank you, God. Let's do just copy and let's talk weight gain. Please, guys, I know it will be offish for people who will be watching the replay, but anyway, my assistant is not here, so I have to do all the updates on my own. So please, when you hop in here, please let me know who you are and where you're logging in from, whether you are watching a replay or you are watching the live with me. While I am still updating my people here. Weight gain and dreamy. It's only 3 minutes since we have been here, not very long. I hope you guys are good. You are doing good. You are doing well. Two people are watching, and I'm so glad that you are the notification gang, meaning that you are getting the notification without me having to say, hey, you know. All right, so let us begin. My name is Malebu, and I am a holistic life coach. I am an energy healer and also an award-winning author. I've written books for myself and for other people. And if you are watching this for the first time, this channel for the very, 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 very first time, please make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let us grow this community together. All right, so today we're talking about trauma and weight gain, or to some people it can be weight loss, but to many it's trauma and weight gain. So how do we heal ourselves and lose the weight, or actually love our bodies, whether we have gained, lost, or whatever stage of our lives we are at, right? So I think God has enlightened me about this part of my life. So many of you know that I have been doing healing of the mind, the body, and the spirit. But I had to do personally, I had to go on a journey of healing my own body, because it has been handling a whole lot of traumatic situation, especially in 2022. So if you also have been gaining a whole lot of weight, or you have weight issues in 2022, just make sure, oh my goodness, just make sure that you watch this, because it's going to be actually good for you, right? For the last time, let me update my WhatsApp. I forgot. Okay, so guys, in 2020, we know that lockdown came. We had issues with COVID, people were dying, a whole lot of things were happening in 2020, and there was a lockdown. Some of us couldn't now exercise the way we used to exercise, which was a problem. And as a result, a lot of people have gained weight. And a lot of people think that they have gained weight because of that. But the energies that came with 2020 were actually the energies that helped us to become ourselves, or help us to not depend on the things on the outside, so that we can heal ourselves from the things that we have been experiencing in our lifetime, right? So as we know that I've been talking about this, that when you are faced with trauma, it affects part of your being, which is your mental well-being. It also affects your spiritual well-being, but it also affects your body, right? The body that is housing the spirit of the Lord. Okay, so let me just quickly explain how does trauma affect your mind and your spirit, and then we'll get to the body and the weight gain. So what is so in the spirit, here is the thing with the spirit, right? When you do not heal yourself, when you don't heal your trauma, and let me mention that trauma can be you can inherit trauma. Some of the people haven't experienced trauma on their own, but actually they have or they are experiencing trauma that is running through their DNA. As you know, I have been talking about this, that trauma has got a way of actually making you, oh, if I am traumatized and I don't heal myself, it changes my nervous system. It changes the way in which I think about myself. It changes a whole lot of things about myself, and in such a way that from that it can go to the people that come after me, meaning my children, right? So if you don't heal yourself, you might your children might experience trauma, which is the truth of what our parents have went through. Because our parents have been through traumatic situations like apartheid and poverty and all these things, and nobody had this information, or they did not have access to this information as yet. So with us, the good thing is that we have this information. I have got a whole YouTube channel that talks about trauma. There are people every day. There's a lady actually who keeps on sending me messages. They are binging on my YouTube channel, because they are getting a lot of healing from that. So we have access to the information that can actually help us heal. All right, so some people, like I said, they may not have experienced trauma on their own, but they have experienced trauma that is in their DNA. So they are struggling with certain things in their lives. Spiritually, you will struggle with three areas of your life, which is relationships. It's money, and it's also your health, which we'll touch on that. Okay, so you will find that when spiritually you haven't healed from trauma, some people struggling from having basic needs, food, shelter, and no matter how you help those people, unfortunately, you will have to help them the rest of your life, unless they decide that they need healing, or their spirit awakens to that time when they believe that they need healing for themselves, right? So that is how it affects the spirit. Okay, now, when you are spiritually, traumatized, or spiritually you haven't been healed, you also get aligned or attract people who are within your level of consciousness. So you find your boyfriends, your girlfriends who do a whole lot of mediocre stuff, because that's where you are vibrating from. That's where you are in the spirit. And as we know, we are a spirit being having a human incarnation. So if you haven't healed yourself, especially trauma that is in the spirit, unfortunately, you cannot beat this. So I don't know how you're going to do it, but you have to heal every part of your being. Okay. And then we have trauma that affects your mental being, which some people will be depressed or have mental illnesses. As most of you have seen, a lot of people came out, especially after 2020, that they are struggling from certain mental illnesses and they didn't know about, and because trauma has the ability as well to affect your mental health, right? And if you don't heal yourself, you're probably going to be diagnosed of depression or any other mental illnesses. And for the people that are joining us right now for the first time and you haven't said hello, actually, it feels like I'm talking to myself. There are people who have joined, but they haven't said anything. But for the people who are joining, let me just repeat that trauma needs to be healed. Trauma is something that needs to be healed within us. And we cannot, and I have spoken about this, you cannot pray trauma away. You can't wish that God takes it away. And I know my fellow Christians will say, I have prayed, especially when they have went through rape. They will say, I have prayed and God healed me. And it's not like God doesn't have the ability to heal you, but God has imparted, or he has given his people on in this world so that they can help us with those areas of our lives, right? So that is the spirit and the mental well-being. So if you are probably experiencing depression, other, undiagnosed, or, maybe they don't even have a word as yet, mental illnesses, you probably are struggling from trauma that you may have experienced or that your family line has experienced. Now I want us to come to the trauma in the body, because the body, the mind, and the spirit go in alignment, right? So the thing here is that in 2020, the energies changed, right? And when the energies changed, it required us to not depend on things on the outside. Okay, so prior to 2020, we used to exercise, and let me take you on a journey of how I gotten to be a very fit person, running comrades and finishing comrades and, doing all these things from almost 100 kgs to 60 something kgs when I was running comrades. And, I used to run. I used to eat healthy and all these things. And came 2020, we were all locked inside of our houses, and our movements were limited. I remember when 2020 hit us, some people were trying to run within their homes, and some people could run 42 kilometers while, in their complexes or their estates, but also that energy went away and we just got demotivated, and a lot of people had since gained a lot of weight, and they thinking it's because I'm eating a lot, it's because I'm not exercising. But the energy in 2020 was requiring us not to focus on the things that are outside and to focus on the things that are inside. Many people marriages dissolved in 2020, and years after, relationships or friendships dissolved. Some people lost their jobs, and it's not because those things were bad for you, but some people were dependent on those things so that they can live. So they had to go, so that you can look into yourself and ask yourself, why am I experiencing this in my life? And to be quite honest, in 2020, that's when my coaching business skyrocketed. I know I have been a coach since from 2015, but since from that time, that's when people knew that they needed somebody to help them or guide them, hold their hand, and know what it is that they need to heal within themselves. And by that, I had a whole lot of clients. We went on retreats, and it has been really a good time, right? So coming to the body, not deviating from the topic, coming to the body or trauma in the body, what we have been doing is that we have been depending on exercises. I hear a lot of people saying, how do you manage your depression? I get people own this depression and anxiety. A lot of people will answer you by saying, I manage it by exercising, because when you exercise, you release certain types of hormones, which are dopamine, serotonin, or even oxytocin, which are happy, love type of hormones, right? So, in order for you to get to that level with your body, you had to exercise, either running, either skipping, whatever it is, releasing those hormones. Now, a lot of people don't know how to get these hormones released within their bodies just by being happy by themselves, because by themselves they are not happy with their bodies. They hate their bodies, they hate how they look, and this is all because of trauma, right? So 2020 had to cut that, and we had to face ourselves and ask, what is it that my body needs? So for me personally, I had been talking about my trauma. I think everybody right now knows. If you don't know, let me take you like quick on a story that I had been sexually abused between the ages of 8 and 11. And between those ages, I hated myself and I hated the body, and I didn't know some of these things you do them unconsciously. It's not like you are asking to hate your body, you do it unconsciously, right? So unconsciously I had been hating my body, and because I hated my body, I started exercising to get rid of this body, right? Of course, at some point I was doing it out of love, but at some point I became hard on myself, and I was like, yes, if I could do this, especially in 2022, because I was like struggling with weight, and I know how to lose weight. It's simple for me to lose weight, but I have been trying all tricks, and I will lose weight and I will gain it after. I will lose and gain. And because of the stress that came with 2020, that triggered my deepest trauma. So to many people, there are a whole lot of things that happened within the year 2020, and the year 2022 that triggered their trauma, whether known and unknown traumas that needed to be healed from the level, not of the physical, but of the body, right? And the body, I'm not talking about this, I'm talking about inwardly, like inside of you, right? And then because we did not know how to some people were feeling unconsciously, they are feeling a certain feeling that they don't even know. I mean, if I can tell you about my story, we'll take the whole day here. But as I went through my journey, I understood that the feeling that I was feeling, I was feeding it with food, and I became an emotional eater. I mean, Bongi, Happy Fit. She did a master class, I think, last year. And that's when I knew that I am an overeater. And for the longest period of my life, I never thought I'm an overeater, because I don't like, or the myth that I had was that overeaters are people who like eating sweets, and I'm not that person. I'm a salt type of person, so I never thought that I am an addict to salt and how it makes me feel when I eat it. And the whole of 2020, because of the stress, I mean, the first trigger of my greatest trauma was in Feb. I faced, some stressful thing, and one day I'll talk about it when I know what it did to me, and I have healed from it. And before I knew it, actually the first semester of 2022 was not really good for me, and most of my time I was unconsciously eating. And that's what we did, as most people, you didn't know how to react to the pain that you are feeling on the inside. And sometimes pain, guys, doesn't feel like pain. Like, if I cut myself here, I'll feel pain, right? But emotional pain, the type of body pain that we're feeling is not the pain that is like when you cut yourself there. It's the pain that is in your emotions, and that you have to release so that your body can release whatever it needs to release. So with that said, we started, a lot of people started drinking. I mean, guys, today I said it's 22 days since I drank alcohol. I have the money to buy alcohol, and I just said, for my healing journey, I'm going to take alcohol aside and really work with me, because I've been working on my emotional or my spiritual self, my mental self, well-being, but on my body, I hadn't been working on it as much as I should. So the moment you don't heal your trauma on a body level, it goes to you having to become an alcoholic, right? And some of us, we won't actually admit that we are functional alcoholics, especially in South Africa. If you look in South Africa, when they closed alcohol, we couldn't even cope, right? Because we are functional alcoholic, and alcohol actually gives us the feeling that our body needs, but we cannot get that feeling all by ourselves. Some of the people are addicted to sex, right? As some of the people are addicted to certain types of food. And that, all in all, it creates the self-loathe, like when you are sober, when you're not having sex, when you are not drinking, when you are not eating anything, you look at your body and you wish that my body should look like Coach Malebu's body, or must look like Model Mamang or Spatle or whoever, right? We look at these people and now we feel like I should be having that body, but it feels like it's difficult for me to be disciplined. People who always talk about I struggle with discipline. I nearly struggled with discipline last year. There was a time when I was like, yeah, I'm starting my diet, and I was starting 6 months, 6 weeks, then I'm done, and then I go back to that. And if you ask any of my friends, they will tell you that Malebu, when she says she's doing something, right, especially when it's related to food, she will do it wholeheartedly. Even if you drink next to me, if I told myself that I'm not drinking, I will not drink. But then when all that is influenced by self-loathe, one day you are drinking, one day you are eating chocolate, one day, because all you are looking for is for a feeling that can soothe you, right? And and because we have been dependent on a whole lot of the outside world, the gym, the running, and sometimes, yes, the food, we haven't actually looked at ourselves and asked our body. There is a healing modality that they call body talk. We haven't actually, and you can do it on your own. I know there are specialists or people who are trained to do body talk, but you haven't actually been naked and looking at yourself and asking yourself. How many of you can say, I've looked at myself and I asked my body on a mirror naked, and I asked my body, what is it that you really and honestly need? Some of you, if you can listen, your body doesn't need exercise. It doesn't need another crash diet. It doesn't need you to buy another, C9, Herbalife, or whatever weight loss product it is. It just needs you to listen to it. And as much as we are saying that our bodies are housing the Spirit of the Lord, it means that the Spirit within us is supposed to be talking to our body, and we are supposed to be listening. But because we are not connected, we haven't healed parts of ourselves that makes us function really well in this world. What we do is that the body is talking and saying, I don't want you to ever drink again, or can you please drink this than drinking, let's just say, drink gin than drinking beer. You don't listen to your body. Eat this type of food than eating this, right? And we are out there running around asking Coach Malebu or whoever, really, I'm just making an example, we are asking everybody, how did you lose weight? And this person is saying, I used this product and it worked well for me. But my question to you is, have you asked your body what is it that it needs? Do you have that relationship with your body that you can ask it what it needs, and it can actually respond to you, right? So because of that broken relationship that has been caused by trauma, we are giving ourselves, our emotional being, the self-soothing, whereas we know that deep inside we are not feeling good about our bodies, or we are not feeling good about ourselves. So for people who have been sexually abused or raped, I specifically want to speak to you, but even people who have been traumatized in any other form, you need to understand that more actually, because I work with a lot of people who have been sexually abused. They are struggling with body image because the sexual trauma happened to the body or happened much more. You have seen it in the physical, that you hate yourself. If you look at people who have been sexually abused, and now that I work with children, I work with teenagers who have been sexually abused, you will see them that they are drunkards at like 15 years. I mean, that was my life back there, right? They sleep around. They even adults do that. They don't find the meaning of having this body. They don't even have that relationship with their bodies. And with that, later on, it causes weight gain. And weight gain, it's actually a part of you. Weight gain makes you feel safe. When you're eating, you feel that feeling that your body wants, and then you start gaining weight and you feel really, really safe about yourself, right? So we need to get to a point where we can heal our body, from trauma, where we can talk to our bodies and ask our bodies what it wants. Some of our bodies don't want dairy. Some of our bodies don't want the food that we are eating, but we are forcing them to eat that because that food makes you feel a certain way, right? We are forcing our bodies to exercise. When deep inside that, me, when it comes to weightlifting, you're like, no, it's not like it's not for me, but really my body at this point doesn't have the strength to actually, and I can, take those, what do they call it? Yeah, whatever. But when it comes to like proper weightlifting, it's a problem for me, right? And I'm still working with my body, having a relationship with my body as I'm healing myself from this trauma that was triggered by stress in 2022. So what do we do now if you find out that you have been struggling with weight, especially after 2022? And how do you then lose this weight with ease? Firstly, guys, the first thing first is that you go naked on the mirror, look at every part of your being, like the physical being, and love it. Love where you are, because if there's somebody who said, if you are exercising from a point of hating your body, then you're going to deprive yourself. You're going to be doing those diets where you eat one egg a day and all these things that you're not going to get good nutrition, right? So look at your body, love your mukaba, your belly, love every part of your body that you feel has gained weight. Give it pure love and talk to it. There is I think you can search. I haven't actually done it on YouTube, but probably there is body talk sessions that you can look at, but also affirm your body that I love you the way you are. Give your body some level of love, and number two, some level of respect. Dumping your body with everything so that you can feel a certain way, isn't it, is not a good way for you to heal yourself, right? If you have been through a traumatic situation, or you don't even know if you have been through trauma, but you show signs of suffering from trauma, just make sure that you love your body and you love yourself. You don't wish that you had Coach Malebu's body, or any other person's body. Just love your body. That is the first one. And then you talk to your body. Talk to your body about what your body needs. How can I nourish you? How can I make sure that you are fully given nutrition, the right nutrition that will make you function, that will make my heart, my vital organs function very well. Last time I said, I don't understand why people are drinking 5 liters of water. And you know what? Water is a good thing. We need to drink water, but this thing of, yeah, we are drinking 3 liters of water or 5 liters of water. Guys, do not put your body under constraints and your vital organs under constraints, because some of these things will affect you when you grow old. But when you then form this relationship with yourself and you have been traumatized, and you ask your body, how much liters do I need to drink every day? Not according to some reports that said people are obese, and when people are obese they need to drink 10 liters of water and all this. I know it's hot and we are consuming a whole lot of sugary things and all that, but we also need water. But ask your body, how much water does it need for you to actually feel hydrated enough, right? And the type of food that you need to eat. I make this example all the time. My husband eats pap, like we have been together for 7 years. He eats pap like every day of his life. He doesn't even like rice. He doesn't like any other food. And then he doesn't gain weight. Actually, we started running last year and he stopped because he felt like, oh my goodness, I'm losing weight. That was like a week, right? And he was like, nope, I'm stopping. Girl, I can have pap today and then I will gain so much weight, because pap is not something, for me personally, it's not something that I should be eating every day. I should be eating in moderate, right? So ask your body, what type of food do you need for me to eat so that I can feel strong, I can feel all the nutrition in my body, so that also my vital organs can function. And then the last step is for you to ask, how do I heal you, my body? How do I heal me, right? I went through a session where, my healer was like, you even turned into being an alcoholic, or you used alcohol to, mask some of the things that you were going through, especially last year, because I was going through a lot. When I look back, it felt, when you are going through something, it doesn't feel as painful as when you are like looking back and you're like, how did you survive that, right? So one day I'll tell you about my traumatic, or it's not really traumatic, but it triggered my greatest trauma. And the fact that my mom in 2021, was it 2021, when she told me that the guy who raped me said I was enjoying it, I think it triggered me. It made me feel like, this guy really, how can he just, but it was also requiring me on another level to heal myself, and especially when it comes to the body. So now I am going through a journey. I know how to lose weight, and I know how to lose weight fast, right? After pregnancy, I took 2 months, after weaning my son from breastfeeding, I took 2 months to lose 10 kgs. So I know how to lose weight, but guess what? In 2022, losing 4 kgs was just, a struggle. But here I am, and I say, I had to ask my body, what is it that you want? My body said, listen to me, listen to what it is that you need to do, not what another person is telling you that you need to do, not what, Coach Hello and Coach Mama that they are telling you. Listen to me. And me exercising right now, I'm not doing any type of exercise other than running, because my body says, I am ready for you to take me on a run. And when I'm tired, today I was supposed to go and run 10 kilometers, and my body said, I am tired. We ran 20 on Saturday. You need time, rest first, and then we will go. So that is how I am recovering from this. And when I look at my pictures on the 2nd of Jan this month, right? The 2nd, I was so big, like my face was so round, and I haven't checked where I am weightically, and I don't even want to stress myself about the weight. I just want to get into this healing process, because I have done, I've done well when it comes to my spirit and to my mind. Now I need to come back to the body and release the trauma that is trapped in my body. Some of these traumas will come as sicknesses. You will start being sick because the body is feeling tired, right? Some of these traumas will become fat cells. You start gaining weight on areas that you never even knew that you could gain weight, because trauma is sitting there and needs to be released. Now, if you know this type of things, if you have been healing yourself, especially my nicey, Mina says she has been eating 1 egg a day. Guys, don't deprive yourself. I eat 5 times a day. I eat very small. That's how my body, I don't want to eat a whole lot of big things. I eat a lot, but I eat, very small amounts of food because that's what my body needs. So how about you ask your body, do you want one egg today or do you want two eggs? Uh, and how do you want your food to be cooked? I had to change my oil that I have been using in the house and for everybody, because some of these oils also, they depend, or what, they don't raise our vibrations. So I had to change those things because I spoke to my body about what I am eating, right? So please go on to this journey. If you have been with me, you know that healing is a process. It's not something that you do today and you like, yeah, I prayed and I'm fine and nothing, there's nothing that I need from coach. It's a journey. As myself, a person who has been healing many people over the years, I'm still healing myself from sexual abuse that happened at the ages of 8, right? So, you can heal from every level of your life. So if you have healed your spirit, you can go to the mind, you can go to the body. Okay, so I wish you all the best in your weight gain and weight loss. There are people who want to gain weight, those ones who have nice life problems. I wish you all the best. Don't deprive yourself of nutrition. Don't deprive yourself of things that you should be having. Just ask your body what is it that it wants, and your body will tell you, and work with your body. And when I remember when I started my weight loss journey in 2015, I was not under pressure of anything. Now, some of us, because we have lost weight before, we just want to quickly lose this weight so that you can, and so that people can see you as, no. Now I am taking my time, and I know that my body will release this spiritual weight gain. So that is what they call spiritual weight gain. I love you so much, guys. Let me share with you here. I think the hike is fully booked. I'll have to check. Oh no, it's 2 people who we are left with 2 spaces for the hike in March, right? And we have a Heal and Connect, Connect and Heal Yourself next week, Saturday. If you are here and you are walking your journey of healing, especially because I've been talking about this, we will be doing a whole lot of breath work. And breath work helps you reset your nervous system, which that's where your trauma really sits. So we will be doing that. We'll be doing meditations. We'll also be doing a dance therapy. So if you are here, you are struggling with depression, any other mental illnesses, I advise you that you attend that session, right? And then on the 27, I think, 26, 27, 28, we are, oh yeah, the Monday after the 25th, I know the 25th is on Saturday or in March, we're having Heal Your Past Relationship Pain for people who are in relationships that are not really the relationships that you want, or people who feel like they are divorced or they have been divorced and they still need to heal some type of pain in their lives, or for anyone who feel led by this. Really, it's open for everyone. Even if you are in a relationship and there are some traumas in your past relationship that you want to heal, please do sign up for this class. Otherwise, the last one, we have a retreat in Cape Town on the last weekend of October. Please do sign up in time. I know a lot of people will be sitting and I'll be like, hey guys, we have 10 spaces, we have 5 spaces. And then when we have 1 space, that's when, oh coach, please reserve that space for me. Yeah, money's coming and all these things. Guys, I don't reserve space for anyone who hasn't secured their payments. So I hope to see you in one of those sessions, whether the retreat, the healing sessions, or the one-on-one that I do on my YouTube, on Zoom, that I do individually or with teenagers, children, or with parents and the whole family. I love you so much. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let us grow this community together. Love you, love you. Goodbye.